Hi, everybody. Got Jennie, Johnie, and Vicky.
Hello.
Dr. Victoria Skirbo from say it, Johnie.
Okay, Johnny, you say it. Sorry.
I said I was going to mute. I had to do a bunch of clicking. Dr. Victoria Skirbo from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Massachusetts. Every time I say your name, I have to say the whole thing because you're the only person that has the intro, and all of you do.
Every time he mentions you, he does the full intro.
The whole thing. Well, that was my plan all along.
So give the Gemini more words to say.
Can I start by just saying a big thank you to everyone for New Year's Eve, to our readers, Lori, Ona, Adrian, Dr. Vicky, Autumn, Lena, Johnie, and Becca. We raised over $9,170 for World Central Kitchen. So thank you all for your donations and for those that just hung out with us for 7 hours that we were live.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm.
And the donate button is still active if anyone wants to still donate.
Mm-hmm. Cool beans. So any announcements around the room? Anybody want to go?
Johnie started his tarot class.
We have started. Thank you to all who have signed up and who's all there. I see Lisa. Hi, Lisa. The next one is March the 3rd through April the 7th. So if you would like to take the tarot class around that time, then we'll take reservations now. So just email me, tarotsapprentice@gmail.com. I would like a spot, please. And well, you don't even have to say please. You can command. You can command. Be strong. And I will write your name down, and we'll see you March 3rd.
And for those that are taking his class, pull cards along with us tonight and practice.
That's a good idea.
Now, they only have 11 cards, but give it a shot.
Yeah, it was just the first class.
Do it anyway. Do it anyway.
I do want to announce that I do private personal readings for with astrology, numerology, and Kabbalah. You can go on my website, theseedsoftransformation.com. And I'm also going to be having a class starting in February, a beginner's astrology class, and also an introduction to the Kabbalah and the Tree of Life. And if you're interested in that, you can email me at Vicky, just the way it's spelled with the I, Skirbo, SCERBO @gmail.com. So I'm just trying to figure out how many people are interested and what are going to be the best days to do it.
And I apologize, Vicky. I misspelled your name. I spelled it with a Y instead of an I. So I'll go back and change that. Sorry.
Everybody's, but nobody. I think I'm the only person who spells it with an I. So it's it's good.
If you have never seen any of Vicky's videos where she does numerology, astrology, and the Tree of Life, in my playlist, there's an astrology playlist, and a couple of her older ones that she did on like Trump and different people are in that playlist. They're fascinating how much detail comes up.
Yeah. It's really neat. You really get down to the core of people, which is, in the case of Trump, interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I think he did Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and everybody. You've done so many.
I've done so many, yeah.
And I recommend, as I said, I got my chart read. My first person who read my chart was Dr. Vicky. So I do recommend that as well. Actually, the other two people who read it told me the same thing that you said, which is why I was like, should I get my chart done? Because I know that already. But anyway, I do recommend that if you want a chart done, get you one. And I definitely want to take an astrology course. And I know there's a couple of y'all that are going to be doing it, so I might take both. Because I know nothing. I know what the words are, but that's it. Gemini, is it over there? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a good teacher for the Virgin. astrologer.
If you'd like to book a reading with me, jenlintarot.com. February is almost booked up, but there's openings in March. You might catch a couple openings in February still. And my healing seminar is open now for booking. So you can also go to my website and click on the seminars tab and scroll down. There's two different seminars. They're going to be identical, but there's two different weekends that I'm doing it in Portland, Oregon. If you click on the dates that you're interested in the confirmation email that you get, you'll get hotel information because we're getting a corporate rate on the hotel directly across the street from the massage school where we're holding the seminar, and also the address for the massage school and everything. It's over 40% booked up. So if you want to come in June, we're doing 2 seminars in June. Sign up for one of them if you've ever wanted to learn about healing energy work. And my technique's a little bit different because you will actually feel the astral body turning and moving and doing alignments. My guides taught me that. So I started with a basic seminar, learned how to do healing energy work, and then my guides kicked in and layered this whole other thing on top of it. So it's another tool in your tool belt. If you do Reiki, it goes much deeper than Reiki. But it's fascinating when you start feeling the astral body turning and you're looking at the physical body and it's not moving, but the astral body will feel like it's going back and forth and aligning.
Yes.
Did she do you when we were in Oregon?
And my whole arm was doing this, but nothing was moving. And mine ain't like she's standing there doing that. Like she did her little thing and then it was doing this. Now, mind you, there's something going on in there. I didn't know what was going on in there, but it wasn't going on afterwards. And so it's like it fixed something. I don't know what, because I don't. But
I remember I picked up on you had a little carpal tunnel syndrome, which a lot of us readers get from shuffling cards all the time, right? So I was picking up, so it was aligning the wrist and from the elbow back into the hands and fixing the alignment in there. But if you looked at his hand, it was perfectly still, but it felt like it was rotating back and forth.
It's all that vortex of energy going through. And I told her too, I said, there's like those galleries where everybody's watching the surgery. That's what it felt like too. And it's like, there's 150 million people standing back here. I'm like, well, all these people, and there's not my people. I don't recognize these energies, but none of them are foreign to where they feel strange. It's kind of like, well, they're supposed to be here type thing. And they're all looking on. And I told y'all this once before too, about the necklace thing. That still kind of trips me out. Because I had a necklace on and it was it obsidian? I think it's obsidian. And it's doing this.
It was a grounding stone.
And it's like, they told me, I heard anyway, take it off. And so then I took it off because it's blocking something, whatever it was. It was blocking something because it's a stone that's supposed to absorb. That's what the black stones do. And they wanted me to take it off because whatever they're trying to do this is interfering because it kept jumping. And I'm like, am I doing this? That's what I was thinking. Like, no, nothing is moving except this. And then all this business over here. And so the whole process or experience was quite interesting. I never doubted you could do it, but it was different when somebody do it to you.
It's done through a breathing technique, so anyone can learn how to do it. It's not as difficult as it may sound, and I limit how many people can come to the class because I'm very hands-on when I teach. I go around, work with everyone individually, but when I'm working on you, there's about 10 pairs of hands on you because it's my guides, my angels. I invoke Archangel Raphael energy in, and a lot of times people smell roses, which is how Raphael presents for me is through the scent of roses. So, there's some crazy things that go on.
But it was fun though.
There was someone in the comments section, Jenny, asking if you do distance healing.
I can do remote healing. In fact, I think a lot of times remote healing it is almost more intense because I'm not distracted by the physical body in front of me because I'm tuning in, to the astral body more. So yeah, you can, if you wanted to experience remote healing, you can sign up for a reading, and it varies how long I work on you, depending on what's going on with you. And some things take repetition. So if you sign up for a reading, I can do healing energy work for like 15 minutes or so, and then go into the rest of the reading. So come with questions, because I'll inevitably go to the cards eventually.
And this one's for Vicky. Someone was asking in the chat, they're on your website, but they don't see the classes listed.
They're not listed yet because I haven't decided the exact date. So thank you for mentioning.
So you're taking reservations for right now, or just
right now? If they just email me, I'll know how many students are interested, and then I have to talk to my IT guy. That's why.
Okay.
They're on it in our chat. They're checking while they're listening to us.
So for those in the back, just email Dr. Vicky Serbo, and she's trying to get a head count right now because she's not sure. Did I get that right, Vicky?
Yeah, but it's Vicky Skirbo at Gmail.
Vicky Skirbo. Sorry.
Spelled with an I, not a Y, Vicky.
I know. Yeah. So just email her. And I think Lucky Girl put your email in the chat somewhere, but I'm on StreamYard, so my stuff is delayed a little bit. So yeah. Other than that, I have nothing going on this week. I think I'll do 2 GTs. I got Rana McDaniel that I was supposed to do last week. I didn't get around to it. And then I want to do, who's the other guy that got busted? Well, he didn't get busted. The judge said he has to give his phone stuff over. Was it Scott Perry?
Scott Perry from Pennsylvania.
So I have to do both of those this week. I have the charts drawn out already, so I just got to throw the cards and set up and just do it. So that's what I got coming up this week. And then if anything else comes up, I'll add that to the list too. So with these people, and I still need to go watch Johnny's GT on, or Johnny's tableau on Rana McDaniel. And Jennie, you were saying you were rewatching the one from Moses Mike. Yes,
and you were picking up all over the place about a woman and messages and phone calls and in December that was going to get her ass in a sling, basically. And I was like, oh my God, like everything you described is Rana McDaniel, messing with the fake electors and all that.
And it shows up in Trump's tableau too, right in the middle, woman in the House of Birds. And I was misinterpreting it. I mean, because I was looking at it through every single lens, like Kamala Harris, this, that, and the other thing. And no, it was literally a woman on the phone talking, and Rana McDaniel. So, so yeah, just I'll you guys know how I roll. I don't really know how my days are going at work, so I just pop on when I can. So I guess we can get started. And I saw earlier in the chat while we were backstage before we went live that Terry Solaris was saying that Vicky, you might want to cover your ears. Bimbo Bobert.
Bobert, I call her.
Got in a fist fight with somebody. Jennie and Johnie looked it up, and the internet is saying that she punched her husband in the nose.
Yeah. Lauren Boebert denies punching her ex-husband in the nose twice after he made lewd advances at a restaurant in her district, but admits putting a hand on his face to try to keep him back. Lauren Boebert was at Miner's Claim in Colorado when she fought with Jason. He was allegedly disrespectful and lewd and made a motion towards his ex. She is claimed to have then punched him twice in the face, shocking onlookers.
So are we talking like pow pow or punch, pause, cuss, pow? Like, what are we talking about punch in the face?
Well, the aide claimed the move was aggressive, not romantic. So it wasn't like a, hey, honey, slap. Lauren then tried to keep him back and put her hand in his face, putting her hand on his nose.
He wanted his $30 worth. That's all that was. I mean, come on.
I mean, how lewd could it have been? I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying?
Jason called police and told them he was a victim of domestic violence, according to Bobert's aide. Lauren called a police non-emergency number and said she'd happily speak to an officer about what happened.
Because you touched her.
I mean, you would think that there would be security footage if the restaurant has, or wherever they were, has cameras, right?
Yeah.
Like, or somebody with their cell phone or something. There's got to be a video out there somewhere.
The police department confirmed there's an active investigation underway. No one was arrested. When asked by the Beast, I'm reading the Daily Mail, for comment, Jason told them, I don't know what to say. So I think we should start with, are there going to be legal ramifications from...
I mean, this is like a bad Jerry Springer episode, man. It's like this girl...
She's a walking, talking Jerry Springer episode.
God. First it's the vaping and groping at the theater, and now punching her ex-husband. I mean, girl. So will there be legal ramifications for Bobert?
For domestic violence.
Because why does he? Something just doesn't. Okay, I don't know.
This is the man she has children with, right? Her ex-husband.
Yeah, 4 kids.
Wait, and wasn't her husband also got in trouble a long time ago for exposing himself to girls at a
underage girls at a bowling alley?
When I say Jerry Springer, I mean Jerry Springer. Like, this is bad. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mute myself when because I'm doing my tiles, so it must have gotten loud. Sorry.
It's your thing. Do what you want to do.
I know it can get annoying.
You know, I'm getting that there might not be for this time, but there will be another time that there'll be legal ramifications. Because I get, like, you know, she took an action, you know, she slugged him. She took the bat over the head, she slugged him, feeling very anxious about money for some reason. So, you know, they had to close her restaurant and all that stuff. It looks like the fight might have been over money a little bit. And he got very emotional. And I think too, like, he sees her with new men, partnering up with new men. That makes him emotional. I get there's going to be another love interest situation coming in for her. And that's when he'll do legal action, because there'll be a recurrence. I get a yes card, like there'll be another fight because she's groping somebody else. He's jealous.
Silly boy. I got the Magician challenged by the Queen of Wands. There's something that she is, as far as legal things go, I don't think so. But this is going to get worse because this is not the first time. This may be one of the first times we hear about it. Here in the past was the Lover's card, and then I got the Knight of Swords. They've done this before. They're used to this dance. He gets grabby, she says no, and he can't stop, and then she hits him, and then he plays a victim because that's who he is. This is also right now about money and possessions. I don't know why or who or what's going on, but there's some theft with the 7 of Swords and the Page of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles. This is something that he feels as though he's owed, possibly. And so there's that.
Johnny, you mentioned that. You know what? I could be incorrect, but I could have sworn, if I recall correctly, there was an instance last year or the year before where one of her kids called the cops because they were duking it out. And then it got swept on, like there was this whole PR stunt and they swept it under the rug or whatever. But I could have sworn, if I remember correctly, one of the kids called the cops.
They've had altercations with neighbors and everything else. It's like
They like to fight.
they like the cops.
I can Tina all of a sudden. Lord.
What you getting, Vicky?
I got that there's going to be a change in fortune soon. I feel like it's like, I think she's going to lose. Well, I guess if she changes, right? Maybe she won't. But I almost feel like when you guys were talking, what came to me was that it has to do with like the money she makes, you know, to run. He wants a piece of that, and he feels like it's his due or something. And then I do feel like she's eventually gonna, you know, not win. And I almost feel like she's gonna go back to him when that happens. He'll be like, "I told you so," or something like that. That was my feeling. But as far as will it, you know, will it go to legal stuff? I don't know. I mean, it seems kind of white trashy to me. Is that petty enough?
Yeah.
That's why I was saying Jerry Springer, because I mean it's just it's bad. And they were saying in the chat it wasn't between Bober and her husband, it was the father hitting the kid, and the kid called the cops, and she told the kid to tell the cops that it was a lie.
The original, the first time it happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that we've heard.
Oh, I remembered that. For her
That
telling
we've heard.
kids, I think that's a story because so the father didn't get in trouble.
I'm kind of getting, I got the letter, what is this? The Garden and the Stars. Not on this one. This is more like it's the results of this. It's like social media. So like being very popular, being out in the limelight and stuff. So it's almost like it's just looking for trouble, almost as a stunt. You know, I get that there's more of that. Eventually this might come after more of this happens, you know, but not this instance in particular, if that makes sense. So
let's ask this then, because Vicky was kind of touching on it here. You know, she's changed districts because, you know, Barbara Streisand and what's his name, Ryan Gosling or somebody chased her out of her district in Colorado. No, it's because Adam Frisch has raised so much money, like 10 times what she has raised. She's scared to run against him. She almost lost to him the last time. So now she's going to a really strong Republican district where I think his name was Ken Buck is retiring. So she's launching her campaign with a fist fight with her husband. Let's see how she's going to do. Is she going to get elected in her electrocuted? Take a cattle prod to that woman. Is she going to get elected?
It's probably already happened, Jen. I hate to tell you.
Them brain cells is good and dead.
What did they call that? Foreplay or something?
In their house, yes. Wait, what was the question?
Is she going to win her election in her new district?
Yeah. Let's see.
September or November.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a slip of the tongue. Freudian slip. Like computer. For entertainment purposes only.
Yeah. Oh, mercy. Is there a man running?
I haven't even heard if there's like other Republicans running against her.
I don't know either.
There's a man retiring, but is there a man running? There's a man retiring, but is there a man running?
I would bet there's probably several people that she's going to have to go up against in the primary.
Because she is pressured big time here Nine of Wands, Queen of Wands, like she's pressured big time. But she's pressured from a man who's getting a lot of donations. Like there is a concerted effort in trying to put him in position. With the King of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles, like they're pouring a lot of money and a lot of investment into him. They want him implanted in Congress. And so I don't know if somebody's going to come at the last minute or if it's her and they're just trying to scheme to get her in. But she's up against this type of energy too, the Devil and the Seven of Swords. So somebody else is not playing fair either.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if there's a man running against her, I don't think she has much of a chance, especially not financially speaking.
What are you getting, Vicky?
I feel like she does what she's told. That's what I think. And the first card I got was the Ace of Wands, which to me would be a yes, that she will win. But it's crossed by our favorite Seven of Swords, right? So I do feel like she could win, but in the end, she's going to be in trouble, I think, for some sort of financial problem. So she may wish she hadn't won. Like I think if she were to leave now, maybe those things wouldn't be brought up. But once the Dems, take over, they can start doing ethics investigations and different things like that on these people. That's what
I think a man's going to ultimately win that too. And I started out with the Ace of Wands, also, taking action, a new work that she's going into. I get no. They're going to backstab her. She's too erratic. She's going to be put in defense mode over more fighting. So whether it's a cat fight with we call MTG fishy itchy kitty, so or Monostat Green. She might get another cat fight with her, but I guess she's delayed, that she's bullied out. I do feel like she's going to have legal problems later. She might win the primary, but then she's like cast out. Something changes. She's cast out. She's lying about where her wealth is coming from, and there's thievery going on.
There's definitely thievery going on.
Well, wasn't she already under investigation or something, or for abusing her campaign funds?
Yeah, it was a small, I think it was a small amount.
Like she put in all this stuff, like she drove all these thousands of miles, and she would have had to drive from East Coast to West Coast like 5 or 6 times to make up for the mileage that she was charging the campaign, or something ridiculous like that. I get the scythe, the whip, and the snake, a dangerous, chronic, abusive liar. No, I get a no. I mean, I don't know how that district that's red, if it's super MAGA or if it's just old school conservative, you know what I mean? But no, I get a no. But we'll see.
Okay, we didn't get to this question New Year's Eve, but it is a total petty boots question, so we got to go here. Representative Tim Burchett from Tennessee said that, reiterating what George Santos has said and Matthew Cawthorn has said that Republicans are getting naked with hookers and lobbyists, his words, for entertainment purposes only, YouTube. So I want to know, is this true? Are they getting naked, as he says, naked with hookers and lobbyists?
That's good in country, naked. Nekked, naked.
That's how I wrote it down, naked.
For people asking in the chat, no, I didn't cut my hair. I just have it up in one of the clippy things. So that's why I look all haggard, but no, I did not cut my hair.
Cut mine. That's what happened. It had all this gray stuff in it. I'm like, what is this business going on? So I'm like, I don't know what that was. Are they getting down to Funky Town?
Ooh.
I get a yes, and it's the best kept secret that everybody knows. There's the party.
It's a secret.
There's the energy and all the hot stuff going on. And then there's the secrets, but everybody knows about it.
I think it's a prerequisite, isn't it, to be to be a Republican, to get involved in that?
Yeah. To have a kinky sex life.
But judge everybody else for theirs.
Yeah, it is a big old secret. You know, the romance and lover boy. You know, this is the lover boy card, and you know, making connections to people. And I even get some overseas or people coming in from overseas, paid for. They do this over and over and over again. There's something global about it. So there could be, you know, like as Tim said, like Russian people that bring in hookers and stuff. So there is a global aspect to this. And some of these people are trapped in this. So some evidence is going to come out on this, something new, but I get a big old yes. Somebody's got tapes.
Well, the DOJ probably, right? I mean, didn't they get not all of Epstein's tapes from New York, right?
Yeah, they probably have. Yeah, if there's
they probably have
lobbyists involved. They've probably been taping it.
Home movies. I got 4. I got 3 of the Kings in my read. So this goes up. This is high in the up, and the crossing card was this. So I feel like this is part of the revelation. You know how they keep talking about all the pedophiles are going to be like brought to justice and all this other stuff, and they keep pointing at the Democrats. And what do they say? When you point one finger, you got four pointing at you. So yeah, and in the sky, I got I got this card, the Knight of Swords. I feel like this was Madison Cawthorn, like the British are coming, you know, like that kind of energy. And then you know, it's fueled by drugs and drinking and drugging and power. You know, power corrupts. I'd say yes, it's definitely true, but I probably would have said that even before I pulled any cards on it. And not come into that or anything. Just so you know.
I don't get an answer to that question, but I'm going to say yes, because I will say this though. Okay. At least everybody's an adult, at least right now. Where you ain't got no baby children in there and you ain't got all that other stuff. But who knows if everybody there's willingly? That's a whole nother thing. But at least everybody right now seems to be chronologically in order. What I get, though, is there's going to be a lot more that join the party. I got the King of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. We're talking about donors and people paying out money into other people, the investing and all that type of stuff, putting a lot of pressure upon the stuff that they want you to do for that money. This is not, I'm giving you money because you're a good person. I'm giving you money because I want you to do something. You have a gig to do. This is a job to do. You have a task to perform. But this is going to grow exponentially here with the Fool card. If you do not play along, there is the end of one's career. So this is kind of a thing you feel like you have to do. It ends in the Ace of Pentacles, which is a confirmation, but there's more of this coming.
Didn't the DOJ just bust that brothel in DC with all the higher ups, like military members, and they didn't put any names out?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that. So what else, Jenny?
Yeah, the way Trump is bashing all the judges and their clerks and aides and everything, when his trials are over, will we see any judges or court personnel sue Trump for defamation or for inciting violence against them? Because they're all having to step up their security. And so will there be any judges or court personnel sue Trump for defamation or for inciting violence against them? And for those that don't know, we post on our community tab for questions. So we don't usually take them from the chat. Just watch our community tabs like the day before our Sunday night streams. Although some of these are from last week because we didn't get to them all.
Oh, shoot.
I don't mean to be like out there, but man, I just got this like weird craving to order a pizza. I should just order a pizza. Food talk.
I did yesterday, and it was a fantastic decision. So
where did you? Was it local or was it one of the big box ones?
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut.
Because I had an app for them, so it was easy to do. Because I was in another class at the time, and I'm sitting there with the thing.
Because I don't like what happened with Papa John's, but I love their veggie pizza. So it's like, okay. So I'm like calculating in my head. It's like, okay, order a pizza.
Kathy, we raised $9,170 for World Central Kitchen. You can always go back to that video and check the total. It keeps going up because people are still donating. So, any judges or court personnel suing Trump for defamation?
I don't get that necessarily. I get the Five of Pentacles and Five of Cups is how it starts. They may sue him for something different, but I don't get it's because of defamation. I think there's something felt more so on a personal level. Maybe threatening or intimidation leads to not, violence, or not, I should say, could be violence, but not death. Nothing grisly, but it's something to where your life has changed, like the Shea Moss type thing, to where you now have to have a different reality because of this food. And so it's something to that nature, to where if this persists, then yes, you're going to have some sort of remedy, and they will have something that comes out towards people in charge. So some sort of investigation or something like that. But defamation, I don't get, but he could be on the hook for something else. His words lead to different kinds of actions.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know how this would work, but like they have to get security now. Like, how could he be held responsible for the increased cost of that?
And we have evidence, Vicky. Remember when that guy went to try to kill that judge and ended up killing, was it her son?
Yeah, in New Jersey.
It's stuff like that. Like, it's just, you're endangering not just the judges, but their families.
Their families.
As well. We've already seen the consequences with just one judge, So, and it's stochastic terrorism. I don't know how that plays out in the law, what type of evidence you need to say he did this, these people acted this way, this is the result. Kind of like what they did to, was it Gacy that's in prison, that got people to unalive other people on his behalf? Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know how that would work in the law, but you're endangering people's lives, and he knows exactly what he's doing. It's not like he's clueless.
Yeah.
So what are you getting? Like a yes or
me?
Yeah.
You get a yes.
I guess yes. I think yes, but not for that reason. not the defamation. I feel it's more financial. Maybe because if you work for the courts and the state has to pay for that, maybe the states can go after him and say, you need to compensate us for that or something like that. Although I don't know where the money's going to come from because, the Republicans are broke.
Yeah.
I mean, literally,
Mm-hmm.
Well, some of these cases are like Trump org, where he's, been talking about the poor little clerk and the judge's clerk. That's his personal finances. That's not going to come from the Republican committee or anything. I get it'll be for treachery and having to protect themselves, because they're being shunned by him, the work that he does and making people watch him and stuff. But I feel like they're not going to move forward yet. They're kind of stuck right now, so they can't really talk about it. But I get there's a woman later when everything's done and complete with his court case. There's a woman. I get a big yes, like she's going to go after him for the bullying and coming after her family and the disruption to her family and the manipulation. It's going to be a civil case. She's going after money to pay for the security and stuff.
I'm not sure if it's defamation, but here we have something that's private or secret giving access, and it's done routinely. It links. So this could be about just putting a person's private, like doxing a person or putting people's names out there. Do you see what I'm saying? Private stuff that's opened.
Right.
So it's almost like it's in relation to that. It's not defamation. This isn't talking about him saying bad stuff. This is about giving access to stuff that should be private. So
yeah, like their at-home addresses and everything.
Yeah, their home addresses, all that stuff, so where their kids go to school. He's going after Jack Smith and his wife and kids, like it's a whole new, like, mob bosses don't do that, so just saying.
It's crazy. So we have Biden's State of the Union coming up pretty soon. Usually it's around the end of January, 1st of February, first week of February. I think last year it was February 7th. He's flying high right now as far as the economy. Gas prices are down, inflation's coming down, wages are going up, unemployment is staying low, stock market's doing well. So he's got all these wins to talk about. Will this convert more people, the State of the Union, to vote for Biden because he's got so many wins to talk about? Especially like independents that may be on the fence. Will his State of the Union drive more supporters towards him? I love it that Trump's trying to take credit for Biden's economy. It's like, dude, you left him a mess. You can't take credit for his economy.
How many hundreds of thousands of Americans dead? I sent you that article the other day, Jenny, that there's a new French study that came out that is estimating over 17,000 people lost their lives from listening to an orange clown with a dead possum on his head when he told them to take ivermectin. No, hydroxychloroquine, over 17,000. That's what they're estimating,
He's got a great time to do the State of the Union with the economy doing so well. His speech in Pennsylvania was awesome the other day.
I didn't see it. All I caught was a clip of Moses Mike interviewing on CNN with, I forget the reporter's name, and he was complaining about the border and the border and the border, and the reporter was pushing him back, and he's like, well, we just don't want to do that. It's like, well, you have a $4 billion package. And he's like, no, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that money. It's like,
they want something to campaign on because they can't come up with a solution.
Every 2 years, there's a freaking caravan every 2 years without, but why? I thought Trump built that big, beautiful see-through wall all along. You know what I'm saying?
Biden's speech on Friday, he was at Valley Forge where Washington crossed the Delaware River, and he was talking about the insurrectionists and, are we for democracy, or are we, for America, or are we for this clown that wants to provide a safe harbor for insurrectionists, and basically called Trump on it. So it was awesome. So what do you think, guys? Is Biden's State of the Union going to help him?
I definitely think so. I definitely think so. I think his only real issue right now is what's going on in Gaza. I think that's going to hurt him. The longer that goes on, the longer that's going to hurt him. But I think people are going to see that he's he's a stable force, even if we don't agree with everything that he says. But, different age groups have different priorities. But there's still some people, it doesn't matter. He could stand on his head and whistle Dixie. They're not gonna change. They're just.
The MAGAs are not going to change. I think it's more the independents.
Kind of like when the gas prices were through the roof, and they didn't want to work to lower the gas prices, and then Marjorie Taylor Greene wanted to impeach Biden for lowering the gas prices because it was it's just like they show repeatedly that they have no interest in serving the American people at all. So at this point, you just got to be blind, deaf, and dumb if you continue to vote Republican. It's just like, it's ridiculous. What did you get, Johnie?
Would it help him? That's sure. The King of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. So he will gain some stability over time. He gains stuff as well too. So he's got a lot coming in. That stability over time, as I said. His problem is not financial at all, because mind you, anything Trump says just puts more money in his pocket or in his. Oh wait, can we after this? I don't know if this was on your list, but can we go through the psychic they had on Fox News? Is that on your list?
Yes.
Okay,
we'll do that one next. Remind me.
Because that was when I just said money in the pocket. That's not what the Nine of Pentacles mean. But anyway, so his problem is emotional. People feel betrayed and hurt, and it has something to do with death. And so he's got that is what's hanging over him. Now, there will be a reconciliation here with the Temperance card, and there will also be some who it's the choice between the demon and the devil. So it's like the lesser of two evils, and you may not like him, but you know what you get if you don't vote for him. And so that he will have some reconciliation in the end.
Yeah, I get that Biden's going to have a lot of people watching this, and they're starting to look at things differently and assessing what they have and what they've gained. And I get the Republicans are going to get so emotional because it's going to be a great speech.
You mean to tell me gas stoves and what else is the other gas stoves, immigrants, and birth control?
Is it Dr. Seuss?
Isn't enough to rally your base to
you got nothing to campaign on. And I get the court fights also, as more is exposed through the court fights. But I get a big old yes that families will get behind him. And he's reaching across the aisle. So yeah, I think he definitely, and he may get more donations because of it too. And there's definitely because that's my COVID card, like people that have lost loved ones to COVID. you know, that see what he's done with COVID and how he's been a responsible leader.
I'm seeing in the chat that the State of the Union is not till March.
Is it later this year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did that purposely for some reason.
I get a yes, and a lot of it has to do with the decision that comes down. I don't know if that's Supreme Court or there's some sort of a decision that comes down, and if they are sharp about this messaging, then it results in widespread phenomenal success. But he also needs to tout his own successes, but it's almost like there's a decision that comes in, and then it kind of boosts him up as well. So to go on to Johnny's question, because we wanted to see about the psychic on Fox News with that clown.
Did you see this, Vicky? The video?
She pulled the 5 of Cups, right?
Yeah, the 5 of Cups for Trump and the 9 of Pentacles for Biden. And,
good. I didn't see that part.
America, she got the happiness wishes granted card. Like America's gonna be really happy.
So Johnny, what were you saying? She got the 9 of Pentacles, and you're saying that that's not exactly what the 9 of Pentacles means. She was saying money. So can you break that down for us non-tarot people?
So tarot wasn't for those who were taking my class, pay attention, write this down. Okay. So if you are to receive money and put it in your pocket, what you are more than likely going to see is something like this. This is an opportunity, an offer of some sort of resource. Let's just call it money. It's money. This is a payout or some sort of charitable gift. That's money. What she pulled for Donald Trump, let's start there. Okay. Let's start there. Now, mind you, I am going to commend her for not like marking the sun with a little black marker and picking that. She picked this.
She said, I do realize I'm on Fox News, so she knew she was in trouble.
And she did interpret it correctly.
Yeah.
She said that he is focused on what he lost. And that's what this card is. It's a card of grief, loss, and sadness. But its message is a need for perspective change. Because if you look in here, my magic pointer I use in the class, if you look in here, this is wine, that's water, which means you lost more of what you wanted than what you needed. So what's going on here is not stuff that he needed to have, it's stuff that he wanted. Now we know as a person who covets everything, this is a big deal to him. And so he cannot see the forest for the trees. He cannot see that he has solutions. He sees what he lost, his name, his reputation, his money, his company. That's what he lost. And he focuses on that instead of saying, well, I still have Fortune's lamp. I still got a whole cult behind me who'll do anything I say.
Soon his bad toupee that's glued onto his head.
That'll blow out in the wind too. So there is a bunch of stuff that he lost, and she did interpret that correctly. He is focused on that because of who he is. She said Biden has a lot of money coming in. That's not what this means. The 9 of Pentacles is security because of all the money you have gained over time. So by the time you get to here, you may have some sort of dividend or something that comes in that keeps you, in that way of life. But this is not somebody putting money into your pocket as some sort of campaign donation. This is luxury. This is expensive things as well, if it's like a personal thing to you. All of this stuff in here is stuff that people don't necessarily need. They just want it, and they earned it over time. This is not lottery winnings. This is not campaign donations. This would be more of your donations in money coming into his pocket. If he was working for it, then you could get something like that. This means that he is secured. So that's what kind of 2024 he's going to have, is a secure one. Because whatever's behind him is the stuff he needs to keep pushing him forward. He is secured. That's what that is. Her card for America, she says, we want happiness. Sure, we want happiness. Okay. This is a card of wishes and desires. So this is a good thing if you have been wanting something, and this card is saying it's on the way. There's also a reality that some people must face, that the thing that you want or the thing that you wish for cannot be. And so in order to get where you need to go, you possibly need to put some effort and work into it and not just put your head in the cloud and hope for the best. As they say, hope is not a strategy. And so, yes, we do have a need or a want for happiness, but happiness is subjective. You get Joe Biden at a table and Donald Trump at a table, and then tell me which one wants the happiness that you also want. So there may be some wishful thinking when it comes to 2024 for America. So there's a need to remain vigilant in some people that think that they're going to start a civil war or not. Because Ashley Babbitt got popped in the neck and the rest of you ran. And then when you were outside storming into our buildings, you got tear gassed and ran. So you can't take the police, let alone the National Guard. So you can just squash that, please. And then the rest of us cannot think, oh, Biden's a shoo-in, so I don't have to try hard, because that's not how that's working either. So wish for the best all you want to, but work for the greatest outcome for everybody. Yeah. Carol, lesson ended there.
Awesome. So what's the question about that you wanted to address with the Fox?
Why was she there?
Why was she there?
Why would they put a psychic on Fox News of all?
The comments on Twitter were hysterical because the Fox viewers slammed Jesse Waters, is that his name? They slammed him, because these are of Satan and the devil, right? Call yourself a Christian.
Oh man, he forgot. Satan and the devil.
They called him out on cheating on his wife, with somebody at Fox. Like they called all his dirt out. You're not a Christian, So yeah, why was she there? And I was laughing. It's like Trump's gonna lose. He's the loser, and Biden's secure, and America's happy.
She said he's gonna have another baby.
Yeah, I told him he would have another baby. It's like, with who?
Is just repulsive. He's such a disgusting human being. And and it's like he just like Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham and all these clowns that know what they're doing is wrong, they do it anyways because they're making millions of dollars a year doing what they're doing. It's just gross.
I saw this on Autumn's channel the other day. The Petty Boots was mentioned in the comments several times back on the video. So if somebody has screen prints of that, please email it to me, because I was trying to find it where people were mentioning Petty Boots tarot readers. We got called out on X.
It looks like they're watching. Lord, she got the Knight of Swords for him. She said, "Oh, you have a lot of energy." Which, okay, yes, but you're also a bull in the china shop too. So that was the card she drew for his.
Joyce was saying on the YouTube video too that Petty Boots was mentioned.
Why was she there? You let the devil into your house, buddy. Don't you know better than that?
What'd you get, Vicky? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you get?
I got that they're like people aboard with the usual folk on that channel, and the Republicans are just like, they just keep saying the same thing, which is non-reality. So I feel like they did it. It is an entertainment program, right? It's not a news program. So they were entertaining us because they figured they would do our kind of stuff, I guess. But I mean, Fox News is also very open to things like aliens and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's kind of I don't know, it's a little Q-ish, I guess, in that respect. But I think they just wanted something different to create some talking, just to make it interesting. Maybe they've watched Petty Boots and they're like, I want to do, let's see if we can get that on our channel, right? Maybe Jesse is watching from the shadows.
Somebody connected him up with her. This was planned. This was like they knew she was going to be on there, and they did it for the viewers to try to show a different perspective of things. They were hoping that it would show, like Democrats stealing the authority or something. So, but I get, they were trying to connect with their viewers, and somebody connected him with the psychic. It didn't go too well. It's like, uh-oh.
Well, the cards never lie, do they?
No, it didn't go too well. And she was paid for her work, so she wasn't like on there for free. She was paid for the work. And I guess she may return again, like to deliver another message. So watch for that, because it got a lot of attention. But it put a lot of Republicans in defense mode and everything. So it kind of riled up the base a little bit.
Yeah. I think she knows a person who knows a person who knows Jesse Waters and connected them to him. Because I don't think he knows anything about her personally. Well, you never know. But hi, one of y'all watching. How you doing? You all right? God is good, ain't it? Somebody over there knows.
Kind of like that Twitter prophet that keeps saying that God's telling her that Trump's going to, like, lady, you've been wrong for the past 3 years. Just stop.
I wish I could read through the screen and literally learn how to slap somebody, because I get the false prophet thing gets on my nerves to the highest degree. When you see preachers talking about that Donald was sent by God and he's here to say, that drives me crazy, because I don't understand how you, let me hush, because you've got me fired up already.
No, go ahead, please.
I don't understand how you, as a person who is supposed to be in the pulpit preaching God's word, not necessarily the Bible, but preaching God's word that has been implanted in your spirit and your soul to the people who need to hear it at the time that they need to hear it most. And that's the dribble that comes out of your mouth. I do not understand how you go to sleep at night knowing you just let all that fly out your mouth and knowing every single thing you said was wrong. Don't
you think, because even Trump's latest commercial, God's choice, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, don't you
oh
think,
my God.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Yeah. Don't you think if God was choosing, he could find somebody besides a 3 times adulteress that's raw
if
dog
God chose you, you were lost.
Raw dog, the porn star, stole from charities, lied on his taxes. Don't you think God could have found somebody a little better?
Oh my
I
God.
will say this. God can use the junkiest thing you've ever seen to do the most grandest thing that has ever been. But that person, that thing has got to be willing. And God did use Donald Trump to show the world what was wrong with it in its perfect state that we thought was perfect. Whoever said it, that Barack Obama is what we wanted to be and Donald Trump was who we actually were, type of thing. Mm-hmm. They showed us this is the reflection of what your country looks like, not just to other people, but to your own selves if you stopped and looked at it. And then what we said is, no, that's not who we are. And then the rest of the world says, okay, prove it. And then we stepped up and we said, okay, he's out of here. And now he's going to be made accountable for some of those things, hopefully. And so at least somebody is now trying. And we're moving in that direction to show the rest of the world and to ourselves that that is not who we were. And that's not who we are. That is where we can come from. He can be used, but he is not going to be used as our prophet and our Messiah. Okay, I'm hushed now.
If I went to a church, I don't care if the preacher was talking Democrats or Republicans. If they start talking politics, I'd be out of there in a heartbeat. It's like, oh, no, you didn't.
So I don't know if you can see this, but I got the storks, the letter, the scythe, the mice, and the clover. Why was she on there? This whole impeachment situation, because this is impeachment right here. They're trying to change that because they're losing here. Stuff is missing. Letter and mice, the paperwork, the evidence, it's missing. And they just took a gamble and a chance to hoping to change the messaging, because this whole fiasco here is not going well for them, which kind of segue into my next question. The whole impeachment inquiry BS with Biden. I did the GT. I don't see impeachment. I don't see it in there. They voted for the impeachment inquiry, took a vacation. Are they still on vacation right now? Like, are they still in recess or are they back?
I think they're coming back this week.
You know, so obviously it's not that big a deal. It's just a bad political stunt. So how will the impeachment inquiry, the political theater that they're putting on for Donald Trump, how is that going to go? Because I mean, it's just anybody with two eyes can say this is going to backfire, but they just don't. And like Johnie keeps saying, like, why do you keep following this man off a cliff like a lemming? Like, he's lost you every election. He's lost you the House, the Senate, the presidency, every person down the ballot. He bankrupted the RNC to where you're not even competitive. And you're still going after his horrible ideas and 91 felony counts. So,
yeah.
like, what the hell?
Which are going to grow. You know, it's funny because, like, you know, as long as everybody that gets subpoenaed by that committee keeps saying, I'll only testify if it's aired on TV or C-SPAN or something so everyone can see, not a closed door hearing, it's just going to backfire all over them because they don't want any transparency.
And everybody that they have brought in, that they have been public, that they haven't been hiding, have all, well, the people that they didn't hide, one of them turned out to be a felon. Okay. The other one said, no, there's no relation and no evidence of what you're saying. I never witnessed. So it's all blown up in their face. You know, it's based on conspiracy. So, but hey, keep going, you know.
Well, I think Trump just told them to do it. And
oh yeah, absolutely.
The truth has never been anything that holds him back. So
no, and
he wants to campaign on. Look, Biden's been impeached too.
Yeah, like the guy from, is he from Florida or is he from New York? The Jewish guy, Merchowitz or whatever. He's like, the reason this is happening is because Donald Trump told him to. He's got 2 impeachment. 50% of all impeachments in the U.S. Biden has 0, so he's just trying to level the score. That's all it is, you know. And it's he couldn't have said it better. Like. So how will the impeachment inquiry go for the Republicans?
It's going to go nowhere. It's like, you know, they want to do everything in secret, no transparency. And, you know, they're going to talk about, you know, oh, everything's growing and stuff, but they're trying to get to calmer waters. It's like they don't have any oars in the water to get to calmer waters. They're just all emotional, and it's going to get wrapped up, and everybody's just going to turn their back on it and forget about it. They're going to try to change something about how they're structuring this. So they're definitely going to kind of change a tactic with it, you know, what they're focusing on. And when they look to see if they've got enough votes to impeach, which they're counting on, they have to walk away. It's unfinished work. They don't have enough votes. So I don't think they'll even bring it to a vote on the floor because they won't have enough votes.
What card is that, Vicky?
A 10 of Swords. So, you know, 10 of Swords next to Joe. Oops, sorry. King of Cups. So they're trying to get rid of him, and it's going to bring a lot of money into the coffers for Joe. They're being foolish. It's going to like completely backfire on them. And then they're gonna what do you call that when you eat each other? Well, maybe I shouldn't have put it that way.
Cannibalism?
Like, you know, like you eat your children, like they're just gonna be like attacking each other because they can't really attack this guy. I mean, he's been around for 50 years. Something would have came out at this point.
Exactly.
They'll probably try to stir it up big time as an October surprise, you know, like, oh, where there's smoke, there's fire, but there's nothing decided, you know, but they'll play it up big as an October surprise, trying to get people to not vote for Biden.
And this is going to segue into my next question, but go ahead, Johnie. What did you get?
That's what I think too, is they'll try to wait to a specific time to do this here on the calendar. They're going to wait when the opportunity is right, but it's burdened by the lack of anything. Because, Mike, keep in mind, they're not trying to impeach him. They're trying to embarrass him. They're trying to up the ante. They're trying to match the game. They're trying to be petty and all that. They care nothing about impeachment because they're not trying to hold him accountable for anything. They're just being that person that wants to take their ball and go home type of thing. But it's gonna fall flat because they ain't got nothing to stand on. But they're just trying to be strategic. That's all.
So I get the ship, the house, the woman, the letter, and the clouds. Where's it going? Nowhere. Nowhere. This is going to turn into a big mess for them, for the party, for that entourage of people.
It's like them saying there's election fraud, but nobody ever presented any evidence in court 60 times in court.
They did.
No evidence.
They did find election fraud by Republicans using their dead wives and mothers to vote twice. So,
and even Mark Meadows himself, who voted in 2 states.
So here's the thing. So they started the whole impeachment committee or whatever, inquiry, whatever they're calling it. And they're accusing Biden of taking foreign money and everything. Well, the House Dems just released a 200 and something page report saying, oh, by the way, Donald Trump enriched himself to the tune of $7.8 million while sitting as president. So
plus more than $160 million his properties earned in that time.
So do the math. 167, 168, 169 million that he made in 4 years while serving as the chief officer of the country. Like, and you're going to talk to me about Hunter Biden loading his kid, getting paid back for a loan on a car? Like, that
initial allegation was you gave Hunter Biden $4 million, and then it shrunk all the way down to like $3,000.
Meanwhile, there's evidence of Donald Trump, and just that report, I think it was 7.8 million, but that's not counting all the other stuff, the properties. That's not counting all the times that he was making. Remember the Air Force? He made him detour to Scotland to stay at his hotel, and then he raised the rates. Remember that situation? Yeah. Like it's just incredible. So, based on that report, I think it was it the House Dem? What committee was it, Jen? It was the House Democratic.
It was the senators, the Senate Ethics Committee that looked at the emoluments clause.
So okay, so elections are coming up. And it's I mean, I think we've read on it that the Republicans don't keep the majority. So going with that hypothesis, go out and vote. Are they going to open up and investigate? Because that man violated every emoluments clause, every law, and the Republicans enabled it. They let it happen. They let it happen the whole time he was there, and then when the Dems came in, they were sitting there trying to stop all the other fires to where they didn't even have time to address the violations to the emoluments clause, So will he be held accountable for violations to the emoluments clause, even though he's been out of office for,
Say the question again.
Will Donald Trump be held accountable for violations to the emoluments clause? Both foreign and domestic emoluments clauses, because he broke all of them.
There isn't a law he didn't love to break.
Exactly. And Johnny used to say he broke every law but jaywalk, and I was like, are you sure about that?
He jaywalked. He did do jaywalking. He did do that too.
He'd tell you about it every time he did it.
He did it. When they blocked him from his campaign rally, he had to cross the street, cross at the green, not in between. So he did jaywalk too, right?
He also jaywalked with the Bible to go over in front of that church and hold it upside down for the photo shoot. After they fired the tear gas on the crowd to get rid of him. the
blocked. He's broken every law, period. I was reading this thing. Now, this is old, mind you. 91 criminal charges, 6 bankruptcies, 4 indictments, 2 impeachments. Sounds like I'm doing the 12 days of Christmas. 1 convicted company, 1 fake charity shutdown, 1 fake university shutdown, 26 sexual assault allegations, $25 million fraud settlement, a $5 million sexual abuse verdict, and a $2 million charity abuse judgment. And that's the front runner for the Republican Party.
Did you say twice impeached in there as well? Add that to the list if you did not.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
91 indictments. I don't understand.
Are you ready, Vicky? What did you get?
I don't think he's going to be held accountable for it because, you know, he has so many bigger things that he's done. But I think Jared and Ivanka are in trouble. I got the Lover's card. I got the 2 of Cups next to the Tower, next to Death. I think they're the ones who are gonna, because I if we were to like get him for everything, he'd have to live to like 120.
He would have to live like 20 consecutive lives back to back to back to be able to, you know.
But Jared and Ivanka are young, so they have, you know, they have time. Yeah, it's easy enough for them to fall out of favor.
Okay.
That's what I got.
Yeah,
Okay.
I get he's secure right now, but his lifestyle, you know, it's more, all the lies are going to be uncovered through the investigation. So this is going to grow. We're going to hear about more. But I get, you know, blocked from going after him directly on this. What I think is going to happen is eventually something in the government that's going to call it out or formulate it even stronger. I mean, it's pretty strong in our Constitution, but they're going to formulate it even stronger some way. And I do think that they will strengthen the money that was gathered. They're going to move forward on someone else who gained a lot. So that's probably Jared and Ivanka. I get a lot of illumination on that through the courts. It'll cause him to lose, you know, more in the election because he's manipulated everybody, you know, grifting. But I don't think he directly. It might be somebody else, maybe even, you know, Melania, if he transferred some funds to her or something.
That seems to be the way it goes, is everybody around him gets in trouble first or gets in trouble, period. But there's a lot we're about to learn with the Death card and the 9 of Cups about his greed and extra wants and things. There's a lot that's about to come out. So that was just the tip of the iceberg.
That was only for the first 2 years, I believe. It didn't go through everything.
Yeah.
There's a lot more coming out, especially when it comes to stuff coming in from elsewhere, overseas, with the 8 of Pentacles while he was in office, mind you. There was all of that coming in, and this was stuff that was meant to get him to do things. So these are payments, if you will. There's a woman here who suffers a lot because of this. I don't know who exactly. Or if it's not a woman, then it's someone who brings a lawsuit against someone or some sort of case against someone, but it's someone close to him. And so the bad thing is they cooperate, and then maybe you can do something civilly. You can do something on a civil level. But as far as he getting held to the fire, I don't think so. Not right now.
I don't think so either. I get the tree, the book, and the writer. No, but what is there's one way to interpret this is solid knowledge that is delivered. So here's the thing. The emoluments clause is in the Constitution. It's part of our law. The problem is it is up to other human beings to hold him accountable, meaning members of Congress. Well, what are you going to do when the members of Congress are in cahoots with what you're doing because they're personally, see what I'm saying? So there's a flaw there. So it's almost like there's an opportunity to kind of like solidify this thing to where it has more teeth. Do you see what I'm saying? So like perhaps a way to enforce it. But like Johnie said, there's more coming out. There's more secrets that are going to come out. And that report was what, the first 2 years of his presidency?
You look at they violated the Hatch Act every day he was in office. You know, Kellyanne Conway to Trump to anybody that spoke on the grounds of the White House, basically campaigning for him, broke the Hatch Act.
Yeah, I mean,
his rally on January 6th was a big violation of the Hatch Act. I mean, let me invite thousands of people to a rally on the grounds of the White House
to overthrow the government. That's genius.
I got a question.
Can you guys go ahead? I have to go get the baby. So you guys go ahead without me.
You know, he's spending so much money on lawyers, and he's got in New York where Letitia James is after $370 million, and every time he goes to court, he loses. Still has the Bragg case in New York. What are his children going to inherit when all is said and done and he's gone? What will they inherit? Anything?
Besides,
is anything left?
Isn't that what they do?
Adderall all the time.
Dust and shame. They will inherit dust and shame.
He could lose all his properties, everything else. It's like, what will they inherit?
I even doubt that I even doubt that he has those properties. I think they have his name on them, but he probably doesn't even own them.
What shall they inherit? The meek shall inherit the earth. The Trumps shall inherit nothing. Now I always laugh when that's the first card out. So I don't want to say nothing because it's not technically true. But thank you, JC. But because there's the Death and the Knight of Swords. So changes and chaos. They will accept or get a lot of changes in chaos. There is something around his death in particularly that causes a whole lot of chaos. There is the Devil and the Ace of Pentacles. This is liabilities, is what that looks like to me, especially with that Knight of Swords there in the middle. There's a lot of liabilities, a lot of people that they may owe, or a lot of things that they have to answer for. Don't put burdens upon your children, they say. So then there's the Chariot and the Magician and the Knight of Cups, something like a spa or some little day retreat type thing. It might be Mar-a-Lago. What you call it, a resort? That's a resort, right? So there's that. So they may get that, but there is something wrong with the money that's around it. So I don't know if they'll owe taxes or back taxes or something like that they have to pay that they may want to sell because they don't want to pay. But then there is some sort of luxury item there. So I think some sort of spa, or they'll inherit Mar-a-Lago if he still has it at the time.
Oh, jeez. I get that they had quite a ride with him. They were yucking it up. They were the king of the world. They were in the most powerful positions ever. And now they're headed for insanity, burdens, heartbreak, and maybe a party, one little party in there. But I don't think, what goes around comes around. These kids, what is that? The sins of the father?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be them.
The legacy I get, it's funny that you said insanity. They inherit his delusions of grandeur. So, dementia or whatever. Melania is going to have something in secret that she has already slid off. So she's got something, but they'll inherit his ability to lie. They're going to be destitute. They're still going to be thieves. But as far as like their lifestyle, it comes to an end. You know, go out and get a job. You know, if you want to go work at Chick-fil-A, go work at Chick-fil-A. They get up a little bit, and they inherit that he's a loser, and they inherit a lot of illumination on all the stuff they've done through the courts. They don't get much money.
They're just like him, though. So it's
if not worse in some ways.
They all got an aspect of his personality that's just the grossest thing on earth. So, I mean, they're going to get what life gives them because that's what they put into it. It's like when what's the child's name? Wendy Williams, the talk show host. Her whole life spiraled out of control. And I see all these messages. Oh, pray for her. Pray. No. She spent 25 years being nasty to everybody she ever talked to and talked about. That's what she kept putting in life. So when your harvest came, guess what you got back?
That's right.
And so when you're
your legacy,
there you go.
That's your legacy: corruption and the 7
When that's all you do. That's all you get. So,
well, the interesting thing about even just that statement is that we're in an 8 year this year, and 8 is as you sow, so shall you reap. And that year began, the cycle of years began in 2017. So those seeds planted in 2017 are coming to harvest now. And wow. So I know we're all in good stead, but
that infinity symbol of the 8, like what comes around goes around, it loops back around.
Eternally.
It's also a year for manifestation. So really focus on what it is you want to bring into the world. And,
That's happening already. I already got that. So, yeah, definitely. Be careful what you wish for out there.
Be specific. Be specific. Don't be asking for
but don't limit the universe.
Don't limit the universe.
Don't limit the universe, but don't ask for like abundance because you can get an abundance of problems. Be specific.
I want an abundance of artichokes. We just harvested our first artichoke yesterday, and it was delicious.
You need an abundance of dog food. That dog is growing.
Oh my God, Jen. She's like, I guess it's been a very, very long time since I've had a puppy. And I guess they grow tall and then long and then tall and then long. And I just saw her yesterday. I'm like, oh my God, she's growing up. I just want her to stay
little. Was never going to stay little.
No, she's just precious. But so I have a question. Donald Trump is in court again for the second time again, still with the E. Jean Carroll. Well, just the other day he was on there. I don't even know how many truths he truthed out, just blasting her. Like, it's like, do you not learn, homeboy? Like, she can just turn around and take you right back in for the third time, So,
or add it as a superseding.
Yeah, well, it's a civil case for defamation, so I don't know if superseding is a thing in civil case, but will this continue? Like, because now
he's ever learned to shut his mouth?
Yeah, and he has to pay her, and then he's still doing what he got in trouble twice for. It's like the guy does not learn.
Mind you, on Twitter, because of what, I don't even know what he said, but because of what he said, apparently, they were running a whole bunch of tweets because her name trended about how she was begging for him and she was thirsting after him. She was lusting after him, and she's a tramp and she's a slut and she's a bit. All of that's all the Mathers was saying. And it's just been going out and going out and going out. I'm like, and where did they get this from?
Yeah. Somebody had taken a screenshot and it was like 40 something posts back to back to back on E. Jean Carroll in one day. Like he was rage tweeting over on his failing social media site. And it's like, I'm pretty sure that they can still submit that in court for your current second defamation, or is this going to turn into a third?
If you just want to give that woman all your money, just do it all at once so she can quit going to court. God, hush, child of the corn.
I mean, see, there he is. He's just going to keep yapping. Going to keep yapping.
There he is. He's even bullying Melania a little bit in his latest commercial. There's a great video on Midas Touch about that.
I'll have to check that out.
Because Melania is MIA, so he has a dig at her.
I get the bird, the storks, and the man. He's just going to keep doing it. He's going to increase what he's yapping about, so therefore the defamation increases for him. It adds to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get he's going to have to keep paying out. But, you know, they keep trying to change him directly, through the courts legally, but he just keeps repeating it. So she's going to be sitting pretty financially by the time he's done, because he just keeps bullying and going after her. So
how much was she awarded the first time, Jen? Was it $5 million or something like that?
Like 4.6 million, something like that.
And now they're in court again for how much? Has it been specified?
I don't think it's been decided yet how much this time, but he thinks he's outside of the court system. So he thinks he can do it, and he thinks he can get away with it. He's just going to keep doing it. They can't temper him. They can't get him to stop. But bottom line is he's going to have to keep paying out. And every time he has to pay out, somebody ought to be tweeting Don Jr. and little I eat paste Eric Trump. There goes your inheritance. There it goes again. Oh, look, there it goes again. Say bye-bye to your money.
I don't know why we expect him to do what normal people do, because he's just not normal.
He doesn't learn. That's the thing that
he doesn't have to. He's being Donald Trump. He's being himself.
Yeah.
Do you know his song for his inauguration was "I Did It My Way"?
Really?
Yeah, and the first line of that song, and now the end is near, and so I face my final curtain. Right?
Yeah. What a schmuck. What did you get?
But he's always been a schmuck.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing to me that he's gotten away with all this stuff his whole life, and then all of a sudden it's just like this avalanche of everything.
Because he's rich. He was born rich. Yeah. If you're born poor, you don't get away with that stuff. He's not stopping because he doesn't think laws apply to him, honestly. He's just happy to create chaos. Plus, he's hoping somebody will take the girl out. So, I mean, not on a date either.
Yeah. We're picking up what you're putting down. We get it.
And love.
There is a woman here who sits quite pretty. The Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Pentacles. Anything she could ever want is going to be granted. This is less favor for hers, more lesson for him, believe it or not. She is just the catalyst to try to teach him that lesson. I understand he's not going to learn. That's what we say. But Spirit does not give up on thee just because the rest of the world did, which is a good thing because we need lessons too sometimes. And so, but she sits quite pretty here, and it's because of this.
What does that mean for us?
The Devil and the Three of Swords is you're causing pain because of your behavior. Just say it that way.
Vicious behavior.
Yes. You're being a horrible person.
Thank you, chat, and thank you, JC, for the super chats.
So, do you have any other questions, Jenny? Or do you want me to go?
Rep Scott Perry, is he going to get indicted? The leaked audio with him and Kenneth Chesborough, and he was ordered to turn over his cell phone to Jack
I'm going to
Smith.
sit this one out because I plan on doing a GT.
Okay.
So
Scott
I'll
Perry,
just sit this one out.
Pennsylvania, is he going to get indicted? Because he was all up in the fake electors and everything.
I think he might have been one of the masterminds of some of that stuff.
Yes.
Kind of behind the scenes.
Scott Perry is his name?
Scott Perry, he's a rep from Pennsylvania.
He's one of the original, I think, Freedom Caucus, right?
Yeah. Thank you, Hope.
Keep having to mute myself because we didn't take Braxy out today because the weather's been kind of crappy. So she's
Whiny.
not whiny, but very active.
Restless.
Yeah, she's very active right now.
They need to get out and do their thing, right? He just got the tower.
Yeah, he's getting indicted.
Oh yeah, the tower and justice. The last two. He's in trouble, but I don't think he's going to be in trouble until the Democrats take over the House, which could be like next week because Scalise just is not coming back, or he's sick, or they're doing some kind of therapy on him.
Right, they're going.
So I think they have a 2-vote margin now, or something like that.
Well, they had one
before.
So hold on. So Scalise is on like a leave of absence,
like
or
a medical leave, I think. Yeah.
Okay, so he's on medical leave when those other two people left, Kevin McCarthy and another guy, they were down to a 1-vote majority. Now Scalise is gone.
George Santos, Kevin McCarthy, somebody else left or wasn't coming back in January. I forget who it was.
As well, of course, that
there was like 3 people. And now Scalise, so it's like that would bring him down to like nothing, right? Am I doing the math right?
Stem cell.
They might have 1 or 2. I think 1 or 2. But
stem cell therapy for cancer. Oh, that's right. And he voted against stem cell research, and now he's getting okay.
Yeah, they also voted against universal health care, and they get free health care too. So what is that too?
I think Scott Perry definitely victory through the justice system. This is my Jack Smith card. Going after him, he betrayed, and they're going after him. You know, he's treason. This is a card of treason and betrayal. They're going after him. They're going to take an action, tower on him, going to make him all anxious. They're just working out all the details right now. So there's a surprise coming soon. They're revisiting all the work they've done. There's a surprise coming soon. So sometime before November, I would say sometime in the next 2 or 3 months, probably.
I really got to get on his GT. What did you get, Johnny? Vicky, did you go already?
Well, kind of. I feel like he was one of the puppeteers of this, but he was in the background, and he was very, very involved in the insurrection. And I think Jack Smith is going to get him, but I think they're just trying to. I think the first thing they're trying to do is stop Trump, and as soon as Trump goes down, everybody else, all the pins behind him are going to go.
Like a dominoes?
Like dominoes, yeah. They're all gonna, or they're all gonna, like, I don't know. I don't want to say what some of them might do, but I'm sure a lot of them don't want to face jail time. Let's put it that way.
I get a investigation. If he's not currently under, he's going to be under for something else too. There is the thrown out in the cold here. I think he has been pushed out or ratted out by someone because someone has gotten some sort of victory or enlightenment on his situation. For he is now suffering a loss because of an inside person here. This person's got documentation on something, though, with the Page of Pentacles. It's either bank statements or some sort of records that should have possibly even been destroyed after they were created. But there's some sort of records here, and they tell a whole bunch of information. This has been given out by somebody on his side, though. I don't have betrayal because they're not technically friends. And so this is not something you shouldn't have expected loyalty from this person. But I get there's some sort of new investigation with the Emperor there, or someone in charge in a more senior role or some sort of officer even. There's something there where he is investigated.
Okay. So I know Johnie has done a tableau on Rana McDaniel. I need to go and watch it. So for those in the chat who haven't seen it, it's on Johnny's channel under his, it was a live stream that you did, right? Because I popped in right after it. Yeah. So it would be under the live section of his channel. This is all based on speculation because I plan on doing one on her too. Is there going to be a new RNC? Is somebody going to take over her position? Because it don't look good if you're on the phone trying to offer legal help. That's called the bribery for somebody to commit a crime. Like, it's just not looking good, you know? So, will there be a change at the top levels of the RNC?
Rana get ousted.
Let's see if I can find the picture of it.
You know, the funniest, I have to go back to that video of the tarot reader on Fox News. The funniest comment I read, somebody said that psychic looked like Marsha Blackburn because her hair was all...
You know what, Marsha Blackburn, as much as she hates on gays and trans, girlfriend, you could use a gay or a trans friend because your hair looks awful. It looks like she sticks a fork in the light socket and somebody sits there with a bottle of Aquanet.
See, she's been electrified.
So that last row, well, never mind. Let me do this first. See if it says the same thing.
Hello, devil.
But his kids, he show up now every time. There's pressure upon the RNC here, or Republicans, I should say. 10 of Pentacles, my Republican card, and then the 9 of Wands. There is pressure that is put upon. There is the Moon card in the 8 of Cups, so there will be some sort of mystery, not mystery, but there's a plot around her exit. So, or plot around an exit. I'll say it that way. But the 3 of Pentacles is in the word of warning, so the collaboration is over and done. The tableau said the Knight of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the 8 of Pentacles, the 8 of Cups, and the Lover's card. There is a leaving of a job for something else. So she's got some sort of like-minded friends are out there because her 8 of Pentacles is in House Moon. Moon is about mystery, secrets, plots, treachery, that type of thing, or stuff that's just an illusion. Something you need to sort out some details. The Wheel of Fortune in House Star, which means this is to come, but this has a date on the calendar, though. This is not just going to be some random decision she makes on a Friday. So there's a in particular thing that is going to happen, kind of like the convention, where this type of thing may happen. You may see her exit around those type of dates, but. And the Knight of Pentacles is in House Tower, and it's in her environment here, so it's actually getting closer, whatever that is.
I got the 5 of Cups, the Trump card, right? Like the Trump card. The Moon, crazy. The Fool, something totally new. 9 of Fire, same thing, right? And then the 5 of Fire. I feel like she's making a plan to go, like you say, go out. I don't know if she's going to say that there's something going on in her family, or that it's too emotionally challenging, or something, but I feel like she's gonna be okay. She's not gonna get in trouble in the end, I don't think, according to my cards, but she's definitely going and doing something else.
Yeah, I think she's done something kind of like Kevin McCarthy, you know, where he was spending a lot of money on high-end hotels and travel and stuff. There's a lot of money that she has spent, but I think it's on herself. I don't think it's on contributions to the party. But her corruption will oust her. Exit stage left. She may try to fight that, you know, try to work it out. But I think she is going to have legal issues over this. There's my Jack Smith card again. I think he will go after her, make her very anxious. And she's going to regret knowing Trump. She's going to be burdened by him, her associations with him, and they have evidence. They have something tangible that will be presented in court with her. So she's out in the cold. But I think there's going to be. This is going to be a while though. This isn't right away.
I get that there's a lot of pressure behind the scenes, and some creative planning behind the scenes as well, to get somebody who may not be well known right now, Moon and Book, so their celebrity is not known, but there's some planning behind closed doors.
He's got a pool boy too.
So, Lord, did you have any other questions, Jenny, or because I have one that's kind of gross.
Gross questions.
Yeah.
I want to know, will we see a mugshot on Jim Jordan and MTG and Matt Gaetz this year? Will we see any mugshots of them this year? Because they were the three that, along with others, but they were the three main ones that were meeting with Trump the night before January 6th. Going to see mugshots.
Who was it? Jim Jordan, MTG, and who?
Matt Gaetz.
Okay, Matt Gaetz. That's a party I wouldn't want to get invited to. Can you imagine? Ugh.
You want to say hi to the people, Braxy? Look, it's all the people. They want to say hi. Look, baby. Look, say hi.
Hi, Braxy.
It's all your friends on the internet. There's Auntie Biscuits and Vicky and Uncle Johnie.
She calls me Auntie Biscuits. Queen of Treats. She's so cute.
For Matt Gaetz, I get surprisingly a yes. I don't think mind you, I don't believe none of this. So prove it to me, oh spirits. But you know, we are in the age of revealing things right now, so you never know. This is the card I get. So I did one card for yes or no, and this is a yes. 9 of Pentacles. I asked why, because of a woman that may have been drugged or something like that. And so I don't necessarily get insurrection, but it could be that too. For MTG, I also get a yes confirmation, the Ace of Cups. And why? Because of panic that she caused while betraying. And for Jim, GYM Jordan, I get no, but a possible complications coming in time because of children.
Oh.
Oh.
Because I ain't forgot.
I think we know what that's about.
They ain't forgot.
Gym shorts.
Mhm.
What'd you get, Vicky?
I think they're all gonna be held accountable at some point. I don't think it's gonna be this year. Uh, like I said, I don't think. I think we have to wait for Trump to exit stage. I guess stage right. It wouldn't be stage left, right? And then the hammer's going to come down on these people. But they're definitely all in for a change. The only one I'm not really sure of is Jordan. Let me see. He's been around for so freaking long. 16 years, he hasn't done anything.
Scream and yell and
He sounds
annoy everybody.
sits there and sucks balloons, like helium balloons all day and speaks like an auctioneer. It's like, dude, stop, shut up. You know?
Or like he's taken more Adderall than Trump. Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah, I got somebody's already shared evidence with them for manipulating the riot. Something about security. So whether that's in the building, the security or whatever, there's details that they already have in hand, as well as trying to throw the votes and steal the election. I get all three of them will get moved in on by, Mr. Justice. There will be an action taken, and I think there may be some jail time in store for them. That's my jail card.
I get a no around Matt Gaetz. There's an ending and something to do with that, with ethics of some sort. Coffin and Lilies. That's a no. It's an ending and something with ethics, or an ending and then something to do with like he retires and he just does something else.
They're investigating him on the ethics committee right now. So
there's that, For Jim Jordan, I get that the results are pretty freaking positive for him. With the letter here, this could be something that is written communication, or there's a record of it in some sort. So that's looking like a yes. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, there's a strong chance with the bear and the clover. The bear's power, this is a win. So it could be around clinging to power. And it could also be in regards to something financial as well. So there's that. So I'm going to get to my gross question.
okay.
Nikki Haley.
Oh, that's gross. Oh, sorry.
Nikki Haley refused to admit that the Civil War was caused over slavery. Like, it came out her mouth like, no, it had nothing to do with slavery. And ever since then, I think she's been trying to backpedal. And I just don't understand. It's like, you're a brown woman, you're a daughter of immigrants. Like,
she's a Republican, honey.
I know, but it's like, how do you not look in the mirror? You call yourself Nikki because most people can't pronounce your name, homegirl. Like, it's just gross. So I want to know, Nimarata. Yeah.
Oh, right. I made it up.
Yeah, Nimarata.
I like mine better. Sorry.
Yeah. So I want to know, I got two questions around that. The first one is, did this upset regular Republican voters? Not the crazy MAGAs, because they probably ate that up like red meat. But like, we're talking like not that it's any better, but like the Bush.
Or centrist. Yeah.
Yeah, so did that offset them? And the question, and then the follow-up question. Well, I'll get to that when we get there.
She's actually gone up in one of the polls recently and is beating DeSantis.
Yeah, in New Hampshire, I think.
I'm sure
maybe in Iowa too.
He's not very popular. Robot man.
I don't understand why they keep picking these people. Like, that's somebody who's likable at least. I mean,
It's all they have.
Little Bush was an idiot, but he was likable. He was a likable idiot.
Yeah, likable idiot.
Like Jeb, he's likable. You could have a conversation with him anyway. But I mean, he's still a Bush, but he wasn't a Trump. He didn't behave that way.
I mean, Trump makes little Bush look like Einstein, dude, and that guy was dumb.
Well, he was a terrible president, but I don't think he's a terrible person.
Yeah.
And Trump is a terrible person and a terrible president.
Yeah, exactly, so, Vicky.
You know, I don't know what's next for the Republicans.
DeSantis and Nikki Haley.
Yeah.
And terrible leaders and terrible people.
And Ramaswampy, that guy.
Oh,
this is hard. Oh, have mercy.
I think he's just trying to get rid of his father because his father isn't a citizen. He didn't choose to become a citizen. So if Ramaswamy gets in, all those people get to go back to where they came from. So
Ramaswamy wants to be a white guy named Biff or something like that. It's not going to happen.
I don't even think white guys want to be called Biff, but maybe I'm wrong.
He wants to be called Biff. It's not going to happen, buddy. You can have your Mad TV haircut all you want to. It's just not going to happen. Mm-mm. What's she watching?
She's just, I don't know. She just sits there and stares, or she'll sit by the window like that and just look out the window.
Moose Jr., let me know what you're looking at. Did it upset? So I got the Fool and the Queen of Swords. I think it made her look foolish, well, uninformed, that type of thing. As far as did it upset the voters, I think it kind of did, because the Lovers is in the word of warning. And there are some people who feel as though these are the soft questions. These are the easy questions. What do you do about North Korea is the hard question. This is the easy question. And so it opens her up to troll moments. I don't think they hate her necessarily, but it doesn't help the image. And so you have the 10 of Swords and the 7 of Swords, how it ends. She can recover, but she has lost some people already. And so what happens now, though, is they have options, and that's why you lost people already. When they have nowhere else to turn, they'll probably be back. So keep that in mind, too.
Yeah, I get this is the truth that they preach, and teach. Like, they want to change the schools to teach this, right? And that's who their supporters are, the MAGA ones that are Republicans. But those that want to separate from that understand this is not what we want to teach in schools, and that she's a prime example. They're shifting away. It's just a matter of time. And I get, they see more healing with Biden, more balance and more healing. And this just illuminated her corruption and her tactics and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I pretty much got the same thing with that. I think some people were mad that she got tricked, or what they might see as she got tricked, right? But this isn't the first time she said that. She's talked about this before, but she'll say whatever she needs to say. I think she would have had a much better chance if she just became a regular Republican. I think she could very well be an upset, but because she needs to hang on to this base, it's like she's so duplicitous. Got the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Earth, but the people who are backing her are going to back her because they don't really care about that stuff. They don't care what she says about it. They just want somebody who's going to be the errand girl for them and stabilize the economy, because Trump is destabilizing. He's destabilizing.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, things aren't going to get better for anybody if Trump gets in, including the people who originally backed him. So I think they're just backing Haley because she's the only chance, really.
Yeah.
She's the only one that openly talks about how many trillions of dollars Trump, put us in debt.
with all that said, that woman's talking out both sides of her mouth.
Oh yeah.
Because
she has to. She's a Republican.
Yeah, because with all that said, she'll turn around and say, "Oh yeah, Trump put us trillions of dollars in debt. Yes, I'll pardon him if I became president."
Yeah.
So, okay, so I mean, come on now. I get the, what is it? The clover, the key, and the anchor. Were some people turned off? Yes, but they see her as an opportunity to access stability, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like they'll just overlook it.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, all right. Well, it's just gross. So I'm going to end with a petty question. So
I've been sharpening my pettiness all day.
There's some reporting or some rumors over on Twitter, which you can't take anything on Twitter seriously these days because it's just a sewer for crazies now after Elon Musk. But there's reporting that Donald Trump was like going cuckoo bananas during New Year's Eve, just like losing his mind with all the cases that are happening, and you know, like appeals and appeals and appeals and all this other stuff. I want to know, did he have a bad night, and what did he do on New Year's Eve?
Well, he was, there's pictures of him at Mar-a-Lago. There was a party. Melania's nowhere around. Alina Habba's in a dress cut down to here and cleavage popping out of her dress. Yeah, it was like a lot of.
So who dressed her? The gargoyle? Did the gargoyle?
It looked like it. It was all these women that are falling out of their dresses and old men. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. It was like when they panned around the crowd. They had knockoff singers. What was the
Vanilla Ice was one of them. Vanilla Ice.
Yeah,
the Ninja Turtles, I think, were there too. Like, what the hell?
I can't even remember that. Like, it was just so bad, and the song choices, and Trump wasn't even dancing or anything. He's just standing there on the side, like, you know, looking miserable and angry.
So why didn't he have Kid Rock over there singing, or that other Ted Nugent? All the rejects. I mean, come on, it's like a reject party.
You couldn't get Beyonce. Barack Obama got Beyonce.
Couldn't get Taylor Swift because
why not put Laura Trump on the stage? She wants a singing career.
America's Idol, right there.
Her nasty voice that they had to auto-tune like crazy.
Oh, good heavens!
Went out of there like with their ears bleeding.
He said, according to him, he said Melania's mother was ill. Now, we did a reading on where she was. I almost said Thanksgiving, on New Year's, and I did get she was with her parents or something like that. So maybe that was true to them.
Her dad, like her mom is supposedly ill and in the hospital or something. Her dad's in the family photo, but Melania's not. Like, she is nowhere around. It's like, why is her dad there? If his wife is sick, why isn't he at the hospital with her?
Her dad was in the Trump photo?
Uh-huh.
Oh, good.
He's over on the far left. He's in the photo.
I thought that was what's her name's husband. Tiffany's husband. Just goes to show
the older man far left is Melania's dad.
Melania's dad.
Wow. Okay. Why? Did he have a bad night? He had a chaotic time. It starts with the Knight of Swords, and then there's a woman there. He may have had some harsh words to whoever this person is. This is not the Lover's card. And this is not the Lover's card. And that is not the Lover's card. So he talked to someone and whispered sweet nothings here, or made some sort of offer that... Yeah, there's some sort of offer there too. So he may have made a pass at someone or told someone else to do it, because there is the Page of Wands here. So it could have been, slip a note to Sherry at the next desk type of thing. But he was wounded and trying to find a port in the storm type thing. So I don't think anything happened. I just think he made advances towards someone for the cause of celebration at the
He
party.
probably didn't get far because of all the tweets about Trump smells.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
I thought that was the
Leading
question
up to
you
this.
were going to ask.
He's the loser. You know, he's the loser. He's doing what he always does, working the crowd to try to get some money. But he's feeling anxious. He was did take an action on somebody here, a romantic action. So he wanted to spend some time with somebody, and surrounded himself with a lot of women. Yeah, just an abundance of women.
Every time I see those pictures coming out of Mar-a-Lago, dude, those women that are on there look like drag queen porn stars. I mean, it's just above and beyond tacky. Like,
cartoonish. Yeah.
It's just a caricature. It's so gross. Like,
his lawyer did say that she knows she has her job because of how she looks, and she's okay with that. That's what she said in some interview out there.
Laura Trump had the worst boob job I've ever seen because it literally looked like a bowl stuck on both sides.
I was going to ask you how many boobs.
It was like not a normal shaped boob. It was like somebody put two bowls on her and these round things. They were not. It's like, oh my God! It just looks like the silicone bag in there.
And
that looks good on you, Jen.
Okay.
Another one. That's Halloween. Yeah.
Kimberly, the gargoyle. She's not that old, right? She's like in her mid-40s. Right?
I can be Boebert and Laura Trump in one.
She's like in her mid-40s, and she looks like a 60-year-old trying to look like a 20-year-old. I mean, she has aged herself so much with all the cosmetic surgeries. It's horrible. What did you get, Vicky?
I got that he was not having a good night. I got that he was very burdened with the 10 of fire. Then he's like, but I'm the president, I'm the emperor, I'm the ruler. Then he was like, I'm happy, I'm sad. I just think he's mentally compromised and emotionally out of his mind. He's just out of himself. Yeah. He's not the same. He's not the same person. I mean, even when he does these things, he's so totally done for. Yeah. I honestly don't even think he's going to make it to the.
I don't think so either. To the election.
I think it's going to be Haley and Biden.
Aaron's son said, no wonder Republicans hate drag queens. They look just like their wives.
Or maybe that's why their wives look like that, so they can be attractive to them.
You're going in timeout, damn it.
Comment of the night.
I get the crossroads, birds and snake. Anybody within earshot. I won the election. I was cheated. Like it. That's all.
All night.
All night long. That's all he talked about. The election, talking, and then lies. So that's what I get.
I have never experienced in my personal, well, maybe I have, and I don't recognize it because it's not a common thing. A narcissist. It's still, to me, I can't empathize completely when people say they grew up with it, so they recognize it right away. I see people, yes, that are full of BS, but the person that makes everything about them and they're always the victim and you're always the perpetrator. I've never had that. That's strange behavior to me. I don't get it.
It's like it doesn't compute in your head. You don't.
I can't attach it to real life circumstances, and so it's bizarre.
So that's all we got tonight, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Thank you, Vicky, for stopping by. We'd love to have you on again. Anytime you want to join, just let us know, and we'll gladly send the invite. Next week, we will be on Johnny's channel. His classes are starting when?
If I am late to the live stream, it's because we're still in class. So you'll keep that in mind. We still are scheduled for 5 Pacific, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. But if we are not here right at that time, it's because I'm still in class. Just keep that in mind.
And then Vicky is also going to be having classes. Please email her. I think, yes, thank you, Lucky Girl. Vicky has all of her, Lucky Girl has all of Vicky's information there in the chat to email Vicky for the classes to be announced. And Jennie, her website, jenlyntarot.com to book for the seminar. Anything else? Thank you so much for the super chats, everybody. Did I miss anything?
That's it.
That's
Happy
it.
New Year.
Happy New Year,
Our
everybody.
first steady boots of the year.
All right, everybody. Good night.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Night.